what's more likely? Rookie edition. Let's get into it. Quarterback more likely to see the field first in 2020, Tua Tagovailoa in Miami, or Justin Herbert in L.A.?
Well, I think Justin Herbert's the more talented prospect. I certainly liked him more coming out in the draft. But I think when it comes to this, I'm going to go with Tua on this conversation here. One, I think the Chargers seem pretty steadfast on they'd like to play Tyrod Taylor for this year and play this certain style of football where they're going to kind of run the ball, be high percentage passes, and then they got a great defense. The Miami Dolphins, they're total, like you said already in this hour. It's a rebuild mode. This is really just the start of it. Brian Flores has finally got some guys in there to be excited about, and here we go. So, and we know what Ryan Fitzpatrick is, and I just think the clamoring of the fan base and everything like that, I think if Tua can just show that he's, pretty close to 100% or 100%, I just think we'll see him first before Justin Herbert.
Yeah, and Tua is already under contract, I believe. Justin Herbert has not signed yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
There is a rash of signings as we get closer and closer to the start of training camp. And here's the thing. To the extent that players, first of all, to the extent that you're getting your guaranteed money, if that's the end result of discussions between the NFL and the NFLPA, most of the rookies taken in the first couple of rounds have fully guaranteed contracts for their first seasons. And also for the guys in round one, the bulk of your compensation is a gigantic signing bonus. It's a small salary. It's a gigantic signing bonus, but we're seeing more and more of these rookies agree to terms.
You agree, though?
All right,
you're going Tua too, though? You agreeing?
Yeah.
You think Tua?
I think Tua. Yeah, I think Tua. I mean, it's a given Joe Burrow is going to start from week one in Cincinnati.
Right.
Brett Favre has made the argument that Jordan Love should be used in specialty packages almost like a Taysom Hill in Green Bay. But I think between Tua and Herbert, it's going to be Tua before Herbert. I think they really want to give Tyrod Taylor a chance to show what he can do with
I agree.
the best help around him that he's arguably ever had in his career.
Right.
All right, the receiver more likely to dominate as a number 2 option, Jerry Jeudy in Denver behind Cortland Sutton, or CeeDee Lamb in Dallas behind Amari Cooper.
I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb here. First off, I like CeeDee Lamb more as a player. I did coming out in the draft, and that's not to disrespect Jerry Jeudy. I know he's a hell of a player too. But CeeDee Lamb to me is one of those guys that, first off, doesn't need a system. That's where I thought he was special. He can catch a slant and make 3 people miss and run for a 60-yard touchdown. He can be covered and catch a 50-50 ball or beat people down the sidelines and just beat them with speed. So I like his skill set and overall talent level. And I really look at it as like he'll be a true number 2. Like Amari Cooper's going to be 1, but he will be weapon number 2 in the pass game. Where in Denver, I think there's some other people that could take away from Jerry Jeudy a little too. They have a special tight end. Noah Fant has got the talent to be one of the best in the league. And then you got a guy like KJ Hamler too, who they drafted in the second round, who's got like 3 rockets up his butt. So I guess what I'm saying is I think there's a little bit more of a group there in Denver that could take away from Jeudy's stats a little as well.
And the Broncos seem to be hell-bent on getting Jerry Jeudy, and I wonder if they banked on CeeDee Lamb being available at number 15. Because I think you and I both agree CeeDee Lamb's got the better potential. And when you start talking about receivers getting drafted later than they thought they should get drafted, that's that Michael Thomas chip on the shoulder potential, where a guy may be even better. It goes back to Randy Moss in 98. The longer you linger as a receiver and you get upset about it and you buckle down and you focus and you're determined to prove everyone wrong, it's another reason I agree with you. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be the more impactful player. And that leads to the next one, because Henry Ruggs III was the first receiver drafted. I think an extra burden comes with that. Is it more likely that he rejuvenates Derek Carr, or that Henry Ruggs becomes the next James Jett, really fast guy? Hey, don't diss James Jett like that. James Jett was still productive.
I
didn't come up. Let's not knock James Jett.
Right.
Let's say the next Darius Hayward-Bay.
Oh, okay,
really
that's a better
receiver
one.
Who never gets it done.
Right.
What's more likely?
And he was a first-round pick, right? I mean, I think Darius Hayward-Bay was like a top 10 pick, maybe, if I remember correctly.
And was picked by the Raiders. He was picked before Michael Crabtree, number 7 in 2010.
Yeah, somewhere in there, right. So, this one's a tough one. I like Ruggs. I certainly do. I could see him being maybe a little bit of a straight line runner, disappointing that way. But But I think if you make me pick here, I'm going to say he rejuvenates Derek Carr's career. I think Gruden will have enough tricks and plays in his playbook that even if Henry Ruggs doesn't turn out to be the overall polished receiver that we'd like him to be and continue to grow in, I think he'll find a package of the guy just to be a weapon, a la Tyreek Hill, where, yeah, he could run. He just runs deep routes, go routes, deep crosses, reverses, speed sweeps, and they'll make it happen that way.
I was 1 year off. The Oakland Raiders made Darius Hayward-Bay the 7th overall pick in 2009. The 49ers took Michael Crabtree at number 10 in 2009. But, Hayward-Bay really, really fast, and we know how the Raiders have been. I mean, I was stunned. Although it's in character for the organization, I really was stunned that they went with Ruggs there, and it does put a ton of pressure on that first receiver taken. And he's going to be constantly compared to Jeudy, to Lamb, and
he's never been the guy, Mike. That's the other thing, too. Like, it was never like, oh, he was the number one guy, right, at Alabama. There's going to be some adjustment there. And the other thing I'll say, too, his biggest flaw is, there were some games where when, in college, if he got jammed, he had a problem getting off of jam coverage. He did. And you could see it actually would, discourage him for the rest of the game in some of those games where he struggled like that. So he's a very interesting prospect to watch out. There is a little bit of a boom-bust factor to me with him.
And the issue from a few weeks ago, that weird thing. Remember
with a leg. Yeah, he had to get the...
He was moving something, and he got his leg lacerated, and it's like, Henry, you got money now.
Right.
You pay for people to do things that could create a physical risk to you. Your body is your temple. Do what you can to keep it safe until you go onto a football field and throw yourself into harm's way.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.